The night is calm, and the sea whispers softly beyond the olive groves. The air is cool, carrying the scent of salt and distant pine. Above, the stars gleam, steady and silent, like watchful eyes in the dark. Our story begins here, in the land of marble stones and ancient myths. There is a village nestled between hills, quiet, simple, and timeless. For days, the villagers have noticed something unusual. The birds no longer sing at dawn, and the wind carries no melody. Even the temple bells, once proud, have fallen silent. This silence is not peaceful. It feels heavy, like a forgotten word. It is as if the world is waiting, holding its breath for something unseen. Whispers drift among the people about dreams of a temple in the mountains. A temple that does not speak, yet calls to those who listen. The goddess Athena, patron of wisdom and clear thought, hears these whispers. She knows that silence can be more powerful than thunder. With her owl at her side, she feels the pull of this quiet mystery. The path ahead is uncertain, but her resolve is steady. She rises, cloaked in the stillness of night. And so begins the journey to the silent temple, a place where wisdom hides not in words, but in silence. The wind moves softly through the valley, carrying a sound that is not sound at all. It is a hush, a strange pause, like the earth itself has forgotten how to breathe. In the village below, children wait at dawn for the morning chorus of birds. But the trees stand still, their branches empty, their silence unsettling. The elders murmur, wondering if the gods are angry or if the world is ill. Mothers look to the hills, where temples rest like shadows against the sky. There is no smoke from offerings, no echo of prayer, only a quiet that clings. Athena watches from afar, her gaze turned toward the land she guards. She is the goddess of wisdom, yet even wisdom falters in the face of mystery. Her owl circles above the olive fields, wings cutting through the wordless air. The villagers gather in the square, lanterns flickering against the stone. They whisper of a dream that repeats night after night, haunting their sleep. In this dream, a temple rises, vast and pale, wrapped in silence. Its doors stand open, yet no one dares to enter. No one dares to speak. Children describe it with fearful eyes, while elders bow their heads. The dream feels like a message, but the meaning hides in stillness. Athena steps into the village, her presence both calm and commanding. The people fall silent, waiting, trusting that wisdom will guide them. She listens carefully, not to words, but to the spaces between them. Silence speaks, and she understands its language better than most. The quiet is not emptiness. It is a call, gentle yet insistent. It does not demand sacrifice. It does not promise fear. It simply waits, like a door half open, waiting for a seeker to arrive. Athena feels the weight of the silence pressing upon her heart. It is not darkness, nor is it light. It is something older. Her mind turns to temples long forgotten, sanctuaries buried in time. Could there be a place, hidden in the mountains, that dreams itself awake? The owl settles on her shoulder, eyes wide, reflecting the starlight. She knows this silence is not meant for mortals to solve alone. The villagers bow, asking nothing, offering nothing, just watching. They know their goddess will decide, as she has always done. Athena lifts her hand, and the air grows stiller, as if listening. She whispers not to them, but to the silence itself. And the silence answers, not in words, but in feeling. It is a pull, subtle and steady, leading north to the mountains. She does not hesitate, for wisdom seeks even in uncertainty. The villagers do not follow. Their part is only to dream. Athena steps onto the path, her cloak brushing the earth in soft folds. The owl rises again, wings spreading, guiding her toward the unseen. The village watches until she vanishes beyond the groves. They return to their homes, hearts heavy yet strangely calm. The silence remains, but now it carries hope instead of fear. The journey has begun, though the temple has yet to be seen. Athena knows she will find it, for silence never calls without reason. And somewhere in the stillness, an ancient truth waits to be heard. The night drapes itself over the valley, and the hush deepens like a blanket of unspoken thought. Athena walks alone, her steps steady, her senses alert to the quiet world around her. The owl glides ahead, its wings soundless, a guide through the pathless dark. She thinks of the villagers' dreams, repeated like echoes from some hidden chamber. A temple of silence, vast and pale, rising in their sleep, yet absent from waking eyes. Dreams, Athena knows, are rarely without meaning when they visit so many at once. They are messages woven in symbols, threads from the unseen to the seen. She wonders why this message was given not to her, but to the humble villagers. Perhaps wisdom is not always born of gods, but carried by mortal hearts. The silence itself feels alive, not empty but full, as though listening to her thoughts. It is not hostile. It is patient, like a teacher waiting for a student's question. Athena pauses beneath an ancient olive tree, its silver leaves trembling. She closes her eyes and lets the silence settle around her like water in a still pool. No words come, no visions, only the weight of the hush pressing against her ears. Then, faintly, she feels the call, a gentle pull guiding her gaze northward. The mountains rise in the distance, their ridges veiled in shadow and cloud. She knows her journey must lead there, to where silence gathers most strongly. But why would a temple hide itself in dreams, and why remain voiceless? Athena recalls forgotten sanctuaries where prayers were once spoken. Some places were not made for words, but for reflection, a space for the soul to breathe. Perhaps this temple is one of them, a sanctuary carved from silence itself. The owl returns, landing at her side, eyes gleaming with quiet urgency. It looks north, then back to her, as if affirming the direction of fate. Athena smiles faintly, reading in the creature's stillness what words cannot express. She begins walking again, her cloak brushing against the earth, steady in her resolve. The path is faint, winding through fields of stone and wild thyme. Each step brings her closer to the mountains, further from the village light. She feels the silence shift, deepening with each mile, wrapping tighter around her. The sound of her footsteps becomes the only rhythm in a muted world. Her thoughts grow sharper in the hush, as if silence itself sharpens the mind. She senses the villagers' fear, but also their hope hidden beneath it. The dream may have frightened them, yet it also carried a promise that something waits in the quiet, ready to be discovered. Athena walks with purpose, though she knows not what she will find. For wisdom lies not in certainty, but in the willingness to seek. The silence thickens, but she does not resist it. She welcomes its teaching. It is not an enemy, but a guide cloaked in stillness and patience. The owl soars ahead once more, disappearing into the darkness of the hills. Athena follows, her heart steady, her mind open to the lessons ahead. And so the call without words grows stronger, pulling her toward the mountains. The silent temple waits, hidden yet near, ready to reveal its truth. The moon rises higher, casting silver light across the winding road that leads away from the village. Athena follows the faint trail, each step echoing softly in the embrace of the quiet night. The owl glides above, its wings barely stirring the still air as it scouts the path ahead. The silence is heavy, yet clear, a constant reminder of the unseen temple awaiting her arrival. She breathes deeply, the scent of wild thyme and distant pine guiding her senses. The land feels untouched, as though time itself has paused to allow her passage. Her thoughts move inward, reflecting on the strange call that brought her here. Wisdom often comes in words, yet this journey is shaped only by silence. Athena wonders if the lesson is not about speaking, but about hearing what is hidden. She passes through fields of stone, their shadows stretching long beneath the moonlight. The ground beneath her feet grows uneven, marked by forgotten steps of ages past. Once, perhaps, pilgrims walked here, seeking a truth that still lingers in the dark. The owl returns to her shoulder, eyes bright, carrying the calm weight of knowing. It looks north again, as if to say the journey has only just begun. Athena nods, for the silence grows deeper with each passing hour. It surrounds her like a cloak, both companion and guide in the night. Her mind recalls the voices of the villagers, filled with awe and fear. They dreamed of the temple, yet none dared to approach it in waking life. She carries their fear with her, but also their hope, woven like threads in her resolve. The path rises slowly, leading her toward the foothills of the great mountains. Here the air grows colder, sharp with the breath of stone and cloud. The stars above seem brighter, watching with quiet curiosity as she ascends. Athena pauses to gaze at the constellations, her companions since the dawn of time. They shine without sound, yet carry stories older than temples and kings. Perhaps the temple of silence is carved from the same wisdom as the stars. Her steps continue, steady, sure, as though the land itself welcomes her search. The sound of a stream reaches her ears, soft and delicate against the hush. She kneels to drink, tasting the freshness of water untouched by mortal hands. Even the stream seems subdued, flowing as if careful not to disturb the quiet. Athena rises again, strengthened by its gift, her path clear before her. The owl circles once more, then vanishes into the darkness of the rising slope. She follows, guided by trust, each step an offering to the silence around her. The journey is long, but she does not feel weariness. She feels only purpose. The mountains stand tall ahead, silent guardians of secrets long forgotten. Athena senses that within them lies the answer to the villagers' dreams. She walks until the first light of dawn begins to color the horizon. The world stirs faintly, yet the hush remains, deeper than any morning song. Her journey has only begun, but the temple already whispers in her heart. Athena knows she is walking not just toward a place, but toward a truth. And that truth, hidden in silence, will soon reveal its waiting face. The morning sun rises, but the mountains ahead remain draped in a veil of shadow and mist. Athena continues her climb, her steps guided by the quiet strength of the unseen temple. The owl circles above, wings flashing silver in the pale light of dawn. The path narrows into a trail of stone, half hidden beneath ivy and wild roots. It is a forgotten way, overgrown with time, as if the world itself tried to conceal it. Athena knows she has found the beginning of the hidden passage. Her hand brushes the vines, cool and damp, as she moves deeper into the path. Each step feels heavier, not with weariness, but with anticipation. The silence here is different, thicker, more deliberate, like a voice waiting to speak. She feels the air grow cooler, the shadows pressing closer against her skin. The trees lean inward, their branches twisted as if bowing toward the path. It is as though nature itself acknowledges the presence of the silent temple. Athena pauses, her eyes tracing symbols carved faintly on stones near the trail. The markings are worn by rain and time, yet they pulse with quiet memory. They are not words, but patterns of stars, etched into stone by unseen hands. She recognizes them from the night sky, constellations of wisdom and guidance. The owl perches nearby, its gaze fixed firmly on the stones, as if reading them. Athena feels the hush deepen, and for a moment she closes her eyes to listen. The silence is not empty. It hums, like a song without sound. It is the same silence that filled the villagers' dreams, alive and insistent. Her heart steadies, and she moves forward, guided by the unseen rhythm. The path bends sharply, rising along the slope of the mountain ridge. Here, the air is thin, laced with the cool breath of hidden springs. Athena sees the entrance of an archway, half buried in moss and shadow. It does not resemble a grand temple, but a quiet gate carved into stone. The doorway is plain, without words, without figures, only smooth, worn rock. Athena approaches, her hand resting lightly against the surface of the arch. The stone is cold, yet beneath it she feels a vibration, faint and steady. It is as if the temple itself is breathing in silence. Her owl shifts, wings rustling softly, then falls completely still. The hush is total now, so deep it silences even the whispers of the wind. Athena knows she has reached the forgotten path to the silent temple. There is no sound of bells, no chant, no voice, only the presence of silence. She understands this place was never meant for noise or ritual. It was built to hold the sacred weight of quiet reflection. The villagers dreamed of it, but their fear kept them away. Now Athena stands at its threshold, unafraid, open to the lesson it holds. Her journey is not finished. It has only just crossed its first true boundary. The mountains loom higher still, promising secrets that lie within the silence. Athena breathes deeply, ready to step beyond the forgotten gate. The silent temple waits, patient as ever, hidden in its shroud of stillness. And with each step forward, the truth of silence draws her nearer. The archway looms before Athena, its surface smooth and silent as untouched marble. There are no carvings of gods, no hymns etched into stone, only stillness. She places her hand on the door, and the cold hum of silence vibrates beneath her palm. The massive slabs shift, not with creaking force, but with a soundless breath. The doors part as if they had always been waiting for her touch. Athena steps forward, her cloak brushing against the ground in quiet reverence. The owl hovers above, wings spread wide yet making no sound. Inside, a vast hall stretches into shadows, filled with columns pale as moonlight. No torches burn, no lamps glow, yet the place seems gently lit from within. It is as though the walls themselves carry the light of forgotten prayers. Athena pauses, her eyes adjusting to the strange, serene glow. The silence inside the temple is unlike the silence of the mountains. Here, it is layered, ancient, weighted with memories beyond counting. She feels it settle over her shoulders, heavy yet comforting. Her footsteps fall without echo, absorbed by the stillness around her. Each column she passes bears faint patterns, not letters, not words. They are circles, lines, and constellations, shapes echoing the order of the cosmos. Athena traces one with her fingers, recognizing a star path from the night sky. This temple does not honor gods with voices, but the wisdom of the heavens. She understands it is not meant for speaking, but for listening. The owl lands upon a high ledge, its eyes gleaming in the dim light. Athena feels watched, but not by mortals, nor by unseen spirits. It is the silence itself, alive, attentive, and patient. At the far end of the hall stands a second set of doors, smaller, plainer. They too bear no markings, no words to guide the seeker. Athena approaches, her pace unhurried, her mind quiet. The silence deepens as she nears, pressing closer, almost tangible. Her hand rests upon the second door, and again she feels the hum. It is steady, like the beat of a heart buried within stone. The doors yield without sound, opening into another chamber. Here the stillness grows sharper, edged like glass, yet soft as water. The room holds no altar, no statue, no relic of worship. Only an open space, and in its center, a pool of still water. Athena steps inside, the air cool, filled with the fragrance of stone and earth. She looks into the water and finds no reflection of herself. Instead, faces shimmer faintly. Villagers, children, elders, all who dreamed. The pool does not show bodies, but the essence of their quiet longing. Athena kneels, gazing deeper, her breath steady and calm. She realizes this temple is not silent because it is empty. It is silent because it listens, carrying the weight of countless seekers. The hush is not void but fullness, alive with unspoken truths. Athena feels a lesson stir within her, unformed but clear. Wisdom here will not come in speech, but in surrender to silence. She closes her eyes, letting the stillness enter her as naturally as air. The temple does not resist her presence. It welcomes her listening. The owl shifts above, watching, silent as the stones themselves. Athena knows she has crossed into the heart of the silent temple. And here, the true journey of wisdom is about to begin. The chamber of still water lies quiet, its surface smooth as polished glass. Athena kneels beside it, her reflection absent, her image replaced by shifting forms. The faces appear faint and fleeting, like dreams lingering at the edge of waking. Children's eyes, wide with wonder, drift across the water without sound. The elders' brows, lined with wisdom, shimmer and fade into the ripples of light. Athena knows these are not visions of the living, but memories of seekers past. The silent temple carries them all, guarding their hopes within its breathless halls. The silence deepens, and Athena feels its weight settle inside her chest. It is not heavy with sorrow, but filled with meaning that words cannot contain. She bows her head, allowing the stillness to guide her listening heart. The owl remains above, its eyes unblinking, a keeper of the unspoken. Athena senses that the temple is not offering answers, but reflections. What is seen in the water is not prophecy, but truth unvoiced. She gazes again, and the pool shifts to show constellations scattered like gems. The sky within the water gleams, vast and infinite, mirroring the heavens above. Stars connect in patterns that pulse with quiet energy, maps of wisdom beyond time. Athena reaches her hand toward the pool but does not touch its surface. She knows this vision is not to be altered, only received in silence. The constellations shift into circles and spirals, shapes etched on the temple walls. She realizes the temple itself is a vessel of the cosmos, built as a mirror of the sky. Its silence is not emptiness, but harmony with the order of creation. The hall, the pool, the star. Together they speak without sound. Athena closes her eyes and lets the silence wash over her spirit. In the hush, she hears the echo of wisdom carried by no tongue. It tells her that listening itself is a form of understanding, that silence is not the absence of voice, but the presence of truth. She breathes deeply, and the stillness enters her like light filling a vessel. When she opens her eyes, the water shows her image once more. This time her reflection is clear, yet softened, as if shaped by the silence. She sees herself not as a goddess apart, but as a seeker among seekers. The owl shifts its wings above, as though acknowledging the moment. Athena rises slowly, her steps quiet as though she walks on air. She turns her gaze toward the deeper halls hidden beyond the pool. There is more to learn, more chambers within this temple of quiet. The silence does not release her. It follows, steady, constant, like breath. Athena knows the temple's lessons are not finished, only unfolding. The pool behind her grows still again, guarding its visions in secrecy. She carries its truth with her, etched not in words, but in the quiet of her soul. Every step she takes deepens her bond with the hush around her. The silent temple does not demand worship. It invites remembrance. And in its unbroken quiet, Athena feels herself part of a greater harmony. She moves onward, deeper into the heart of silence, ready for what lies ahead. Athena steps away from the pool, her heart steady, her breath slow and calm. The silence follows her, not as emptiness, but as a companion walking beside her. The hall beyond narrows into a passage carved smooth by patient hands. Its walls shimmer faintly, as though touched by starlight captured in stone. The owl glides silently above, its shadow drifting across the path. Athena's footsteps press gently against the floor, yet leave no echo. Every movement feels absorbed, as if the temple listens more than it speaks. Symbols appear again on the walls, not etched deeply but traced like whispers. Circles expand into spirals, then fold back into themselves like breathing patterns. Athena studies them, sensing they are not meant to be solved, but experienced. The silence here is different from the halls before, more intimate, more alive. It hums in her bones, stirring thoughts she had not spoken even to herself. Memories rise unbidden. Her youth, her questions, her quiet longing for truth. The temple does not speak them aloud, but she feels them return in still clarity. She realizes the silence is not only a space to listen, but a mirror for the soul. It reveals without judgment, holding up truth as gently as still water. Athena moves deeper, guided not by sight, but by trust in the hush. The passage widens suddenly into a round chamber of stone and shadow. Here, no pool lies at the center, only an empty circle etched into the floor. The circle glows faintly, filled with dust of stars caught in stone cracks. Athena kneels within it, her hand brushing the ancient markings. The air grows cooler, thicker, and the silence sharpens into a single note. It is not heard with ears, but felt deep in her spirit. Her heartbeat slows until it seems to move with the rhythm of the hush. The owl lands quietly on the rim of the circle, wings folding with care. Its golden eyes fix on her, and for a moment, the silence feels like dialogue. Athena closes her eyes and lets the stillness press deeper into her being. Thoughts fall away one by one, like leaves drifting from a tree. She feels herself dissolving into the quiet, no longer goddess, no longer seeker. There is only breath, and then even breath becomes part of the silence. In this state, she senses the temple's true essence unfold. It was not built to hold relics, but to hold stillness as sacred ground. It is not silent because it is abandoned, but because silence itself is holy. The chamber breathes with her, or perhaps she breathes with the chamber. Athena opens her eyes and sees the circle glowing brighter beneath her. Not light of fire, nor light of sun, but soft illumination of presence. It carries no command, no demand, only invitation, to continue listening. She rises slowly, the silence still wrapped around her like a cloak. The path onward reveals itself. Another passage hidden in shadow. Athena walks toward it, her steps light, her spirit steady. She does not seek answers now, only the journey deeper into stillness. The owl lifts from the circle, gliding to join her, keeper of her vow. Athena understands silence is not destination, but a guide, ever present. And with each step forward, the temple leads her closer to its heart. The passage grows darker as Athena continues. The air cooler, touched by hidden springs. Her footsteps remain silent, but the hush feels thicker, almost like a veil. The owl circles ahead, guiding her into the unseen with patient wings. She notices faint lines of light etched into the floor beneath her feet. They glimmer faintly, forming paths that weave and cross like constellations. Athena realizes she is walking upon a map carved directly into the temple's stone. It is not a map of land, but of stars and silence woven together. Each step places her within a living diagram of the cosmos. The hush hums stronger now, as though aligning her with its rhythm. Athena breathes slowly, allowing her spirit to match the silent pulse. The walls curve inward, the corridors spiraling like the turning of the heavens. It feels less like a structure of stone and more like walking through time itself. Memories not her own begin to surface within her mind. A child staring at the stars, a wanderer lost in prayer, a sage listening to wind. These are voices not spoken, but carried within the temple's quiet memory. Athena understands she is not alone. Silence gathers the presence of all seekers. The hush grows warmer, no longer heavy but tender, like an embrace. At the end of the spiral, a chamber opens, vast and dome-shaped. Its ceiling glows faintly, etched with constellations that mirror the night sky. Yet they are not static. They shimmer and shift as though alive. Athena gazes upward, watching the stars move across the dome in silence. It is the story of creation told without words, only light and hush. She sees stars being born, swirling into patterns of balance and harmony. She sees them fade, dissolve, and rejoin the greater whole. The cycle continues endlessly, and the silence holds it without fear or end. Athena feels her breath caught within the rhythm of stars above her. Her heart moves slower, steadier, as though attuned to the cosmic dance. The owl perches near her, its eyes glowing with reflection of the stars. Athena kneels, placing her hand gently upon the floor of the chamber. The stone is cool, but beneath it she feels the same pulse as before. It is the heartbeat of silence, alive and ancient, unbroken by time. She realizes now the silent temple is not a place to arrive, but a journey itself. Its halls do not hold answers, but the space for truth to unfold. Athena lowers her head, surrendering fully to the stillness around her. No question rises, no demand is made. Only listening remains. The constellations above shift again, forming a single glowing circle of light. It hovers above the center of the dome, steady and radiant. Athena feels warmth flow through her, as though silence itself touched her soul. It speaks not in words, but in presence, gentle and complete. She knows this light is not meant to be grasped, but carried within. Her heart accepts it, holding silence as sacred flame, unspoken. The dome slowly dims, the stars returning to their quiet rest. Athena rises, her spirit calm, her being aligned with the hush. The temple does not press her forward. It waits with infinite patience. She takes a step toward the shadowed arch that leads beyond the chamber. The owl glides silently ahead, a guide faithful to the journey. Athena follows, carrying within her the gift of silent light. The silent temple has shown her more than wisdom. It has shown her harmony. And with each step, she feels herself woven deeper into its eternal stillness. Athena steps into the next corridor, her senses sharpened by the lingering glow of the dome. The silence here is heavier, slower, as though it carries the weight of deep earth. The air feels still, yet alive, as if the temple itself is holding its breath. The owl glides above, silent and steady, its shadow a loyal companion on stone. The passage curves downward, leading her into the mountain's hidden heart. Symbols return on the walls, now more intricate, woven together like threads of a tapestry. They no longer resemble stars alone, but patterns of thought and memory. Athena studies them, realizing they depict not the heavens, but the journey of the soul. She sees cycles of seeking, silence, and awakening drawn in endless repetition. The hush presses closer, not confining, but drawing her deeper within herself. Athena feels the presence of those who walked here before, seekers unseen yet near. Their steps echo in silence, not in sound, but in the memory of stillness. The corridor opens into a chamber vast and circular, lined with tall pillars. Each pillar gleams faintly, carved with spirals that seem to move when gazed upon. Athena walks among them, sensing each spiral represents a seeker's path. Some wind outward, others inward, all ending in the same point of stillness. At the chamber's center lies nothing, an open circle of polished stone. The emptiness feels alive, a space where silence gathers to its fullest. Athena kneels at its edge, bowing her head in reverence. The hush deepens, and her breath slows until it nearly vanishes. In the quiet, she hears not words, but echoes of understanding. Silence speaks to her heart, reminding her that wisdom is not possessed, but shared. It tells her that every seeker who enters becomes part of the temple itself, not as stone, not as inscription, but as silence joined to silence. Athena feels her own presence blending with the hush, dissolving into stillness. The owl perches above, eyes glowing like small lanterns in the shadows. For a moment, the chamber feels vast as the sky, limitless and eternal. Athena closes her eyes, surrendering fully to what is being revealed. Visions rise without sound, the faces of villagers, the longing of dreamers. She feels their quiet yearning joining hers, weaving into a single thread. Silence binds them all, carrying their hopes without judgment or end. Athena understands now. The temple does not promise answers, but connection. It links all who listen, across time, across silence, into one harmony. Her heart opens wider, filled with stillness that feels more like song than void. She stands slowly, her spirit calm, her body light as though made of air. The pillars seem brighter, their spirals alive with gentle movement. Athena steps into the circle at the chamber's center. The hush grows radiant, filling her not with emptiness, but with presence. She knows the journey is nearing its heart, though silence does not measure time. The owl spreads its wings, silent, steady, guiding her once more. A hidden passage reveals itself, narrow, shadowed, waiting for her step. Athena breathes deeply, carrying the fullness of stillness within her soul. She walks forward, the hush with her, ready for what the final chamber holds. Athena steps into the final passage, her heart steady, the hush resting gently within her soul. The air is lighter here, no longer heavy but clear, as though silence has been distilled to its essence. The corridor stretches forward, smooth walls shimmering faintly with unseen light. It feels like walking through a dream made of breath and shadow, real, yet weightless. The owl glides silently ahead, its wings brushing the air like strokes of memory. Athena follows, knowing this path is not toward discovery, but completion. The hush around her is no longer distant. It flows as part of her own breath. She feels no fear, only calm, as though she's already arrived. The passage ends in a vast chamber, open and luminous beyond measure. There are no pillars, no carvings, no walls, only an endless field of stillness. The floor beneath her is smooth, polished like glass, reflecting soft light from nowhere. Above, there is no ceiling, only a sky of silence that feels infinite. Athena steps forward, each motion gentle, as though silence itself is guiding her. At the chamber's heart rests a pool of clear water, utterly still. It glows faintly, not with light, but with presence, as if silence itself has taken form. The owl lands upon its edge, watching with quiet patience. Athena kneels by the pool, gazing into its flawless surface. She does not see her reflection, but the endless hush gazing back at her. The silence here is alive, ancient, and tender, welcoming her without words. Athena closes her eyes, placing her hand upon the pool's surface. It does not ripple, it does not move, yet warmth floods her spirit. She feels as though every step of her journey has led to this single moment. Visions unfold in her heart, not of stars, not of seekers, but of herself. She sees her own doubts dissolve, her questions fading into the stillness. She sees her strength, not in answers found, but in silence carried. The pool offers no sound, no command, only acceptance. Athena bows her head, whispering nothing, letting silence speak for her. The hush embraces her, filling her with peace both infinite and tender. She realizes now that the silent temple is not meant to keep wisdom. It exists to remind those who enter that silence itself is wisdom. The owl spreads its wings, lifting gently into the vast, open chamber. Athena rises, her spirit lighter, her heart aligned with stillness eternal. She steps back from the pool, carrying its presence within her. The chamber fades softly, dissolving into shadow and light. Athena finds herself once again upon the mountain's edge at twilight. The temple is behind her, unseen, yet alive within her being. The wind is gentle, carrying a hush that feels like the temple's breath. The owl circles once, then vanishes into the deepening sky. Athena stands in silence, knowing her journey has not ended, but transformed. She carries the temple within her, a flame of stillness that cannot be lost. Every step ahead will echo with the hush, steady and eternal. The silent temple remains, not as stone, but as silence alive in her heart. Athena stands at the mountain's edge, the horizon washed in the fading colors of dusk. The wind carries a gentle hush, as though the temple itself lingers in every breath. Her journey has ended within the walls, yet it continues within her heart. The silence she carries is not emptiness, but a presence vast and alive. It steadies her steps, shapes her thoughts, and softens the weight of the unknown. She gazes at the valley below, where villages rest in quiet twilight. The people there know nothing of the temple's chambers, yet they feel its hush. It reaches them through wind, through stars, through the stillness between words. Athena realizes she is now part of that flow, a bearer of silence. Not to guard it, not to explain it, but to live it with grace. The owl reappears, soaring above her with wings like shadows of memory. It circles once, then fades into the darkening sky, its task complete. Athena watches it vanish, her heart warm, her spirit calm. She whispers nothing, for silence is her prayer and her gift. The stars begin to appear, one by one, upon the evening canvas. Their glow mirrors the constellations she saw within the temple dome. Each star is a reminder that silence speaks even through light. Athena walks slowly down the path, her pace unhurried, her breath steady. The mountain no longer feels daunting, but welcoming, alive with stillness. Every stone, every tree, every shadow seems woven into the same hush. Her footsteps leave no echo, for she moves in rhythm with silence. She remembers the pool of still water, the circle of light, the constellations alive. Not as visions to hold, but as truths to live. She knows she will return to the world not with answers, but with listening. The temple has given her no words, yet it has given her everything. It has taught her that silence itself is wisdom, harmony, and light. Her path leads her back to people, to voices, to stories and noise. But within, she carries a chamber of stillness, unshaken and eternal. She smiles softly, knowing the hush will guide her through joy and sorrow alike. The valley lights shimmer faintly, lanterns flickering like stars on the earth. Athena feels no separation. Above, below, within, all is joined by silence. Her heart beats quietly, not apart from the hush, but as part of it. She understands now that the silent temple is not hidden in stone. It lives wherever seekers pause, breathe, and listen. Athena takes one last look at the mountain peak, shadowed and radiant in twilight. She bows her head, not in farewell, but in gratitude. The hush responds, warm and endless, like an embrace that never ends. Athena walks into the night, carrying the temple within her. Every step is steady, every breath a prayer of stillness. And though the silent temple remains unseen, it walks with her always, not as a place, but as silence eternal, alive in every heart that listens.